Wait, what? +3 influence on district. Doesn't matter what kind. Could be a farmer's district, could be the maker's district, could be the moneylender's district. Any of those just now produce 3 influence. Just like the English had the +3 production per farmers, this is +3 influence for all of them. Patience means restraining one's inclinations. And they have the Naninata Samurai, which is a 46 damage attack. Prevents army from retreating. Yeah, I remember those from one of the test games. It's kind of funny with the Conquistador like right behind him. It's like part of the background. Do I have a way of spending that much influence? No. Venetians, I will buy and sell with you, and drink with you too. +1 influence per number of trade routes on territory. See, that +1 influence for trade routes versus +3 influence per district, it's not even in the same order of magnitude. Bothe di Artisti, +4 influence. +1 influence per adjacent market quarter. And then they have the Galleass, which is somewhat of a weaker ship. Although they have much higher combat strength than in coastal. Hey, it's an EU4 galley. Okay, so those are the options. I think right now the strongest, all we can say is English. So we would maintain the longbows and the strongholds, except the strongholds are broken, so we can't actually make those. Dutch, definitely a good option. Would allow us to double down on the Cothons and the harbours we've been building. And we would then start building trade places in our cities, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Although we already make an absolutely ludicrous amount of money. Bodman Sawney, I think that's going to be a difficult one to do. The Hosion, we do have a lot of coastal. So having that boosting the science output of our coastal territories would be pretty good. The CO1's maybe less so, and it also gives us turtle ships. And it does kind of look like we're looking to expand overseas at this point. I'm going to set this up as a poll so we can actually get votes going on this. So we've got who to play, question mark, Dutch, Joseon. Then we had the Ming, who were civics points and influence, not that good. Mughals, who were industry per number of culturally controlled territories on capital. I haven't really been doing territories. I don't think that's that useful. Ottomans, the attach outpost, not great. The Poles, more defensive. Bit Spanish, I would say, were a good choice, just because they're good on the attack, and they also provide more faith. So we could really double down on the faith if we wanted to. Also, their unique unit is really cheap. Edo-Japanese seems just ludicrously strong, although, as was pointed out, we don't really have anything to spend influence on anymore. And then we have the Venetians, who are again an influence producer, but just not to the same level of the Japanese, and their unique unit is a bit I think the Dutch were just stronger, so I think it's those 4 choices. Dutch, Hosion, Spanish, or Japanese. And we'll make this a 2-minute vote. And it is now live, so get your votes in. And of course, in the best traditions of this channel, this is entirely open to material manipulation, either in the way of bits or of looted gold, which you get for just watching. Okay, we've got a lot of people coming in. Let's go and say hello to you all. We have got Tbizniek, Angel Matrix, Tigalot, EOG Hammer, Hipster Llama, Alex Speed, Moriani, Aesger, Mind for Hire, Nick Fick, and Mumzen. Thank you very much for the follows. Welcome to the channel. Good to have you joining us today. Hope you're enjoying things so far. And if you are indeed here for the first time and would like to see more of this kind of thing, then please do hit that follow button so you get notifications when I'm live again in the future. I do stream quite a lot. It is almost exclusively strategy stuff. I do the odd RPG or survival game. But if you like your strategy, and if you're here watching Humankind, you probably like your strategy. I do that very frequently. That's my thing. the Dutch would help with the dust production. Is it called dust in Humankind? It's not. I think it's just gold in this. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's just gold in this. We can find out. Money. It's called money. And Dusk Horizon just claimed their copy of Humankind. Congratulations. Enjoy. Just spent 12,000 channel points on voting. Interesting. Okay, so the votes are in. So in last place, as they should be, the perfidious Spanish. We kicked them out of our country. So the Spanish got just 4% of the votes. The Hosion, who would have been a really strong choice because of that crazy science generation, with 9%, but we have already had Babylon, which was a major technological nation, so they came in with 9%, and then it was really a fight between the Dutch and the Japanese. The Japanese on the one hand, the Dutch on the other, and it was in fact the Dutch that probably totally bought this election, coming in with a 46% to the Japan's 42%. Huzzah! Melissa Riddle, thank you very much for the 5-month free subscription. Very much appreciate the ongoing support there. Thank you. Alright, so Captain Useless version 2 contributed 200 bits, thank you very much for that. And then that Smith Kid contributed 35,000 channel points. I have a feeling that there was a heavy expenditure on this one. There really was a heavy expenditure on this. That's quite impressive. 49,000 channel points went towards the Dutch and 56,000 went towards the Japanese. Impressive. 50 bits for the Japanese, 250 to the Dutch. So yeah, bought the election. I like it. So we're going to be playing as the Dutch. So +2 money per traders in all cities. We get the VOC warehouse, which we'll need to start setting up. But we can definitely do that and just start making even more ludicrous amount of money. I mean, this is kind of scary. Because we were Carthage, which means all of our purchases are 50% cheaper for the rest of the game. And now we have the Dutch, who make us even more money. Awesome. Let's do that. Okay, so we need to finish this turn, and then on the next turn, we become the Dutch. So we've got our 2 longbowmen over here, who aren't going to be able to do very much. Oh no, that's my... I was like, oh, it's a colour, it's a colour, it's a colour. It's my colour. That's me. What do I want to do with these longbows? I really don't know. Because I have no way of getting to this island. I was thinking that was just going to be a straight jump across, but it's really not. Are there any other jump across areas? Doesn't look like it. There's a little bit of space down there, which they've actually claimed. They've claimed Antarctica and have got a city down there, apparently. Yeah, the only crossing is here. I mean, it's owned by the Huns, who are our ally, so we can sail through that. That's not a problem. But then this is owned by Burke Black, which is not an ally, so we can't sail through that. We still haven't met the Franks. So I think it's probably time to start moving you down here. And probably the same with the archers. Oh, we got another group of neutrals, although those are actually peaceful. You know, I'm going to put these archers in Litoshkin just so we have a garrison here. And then these guys can head down here as well. Okay, cool. Wait, Burke, is this multiplayer? No. So, this game has drops, and basically what that means is there are a couple of streamers, Burke Black, Quill18, Spiffin Brit, Blodomir, Zerator, and Yogscast, who are in the game. So if we take a look at... who was it? It was Aziria. We've got the Persians, who is Quill18, although the model is a little bit weird because it basically took over from an AI. If we'd started the game with Quill actually in place, it's a bug, then Quill would be looking a little less strange. And then we've also got Burke Black, who was the orange guys here, currently playing as the Nubians. That's because I was watching Quill yesterday, I was watching Burke Black yesterday. If you watch 30 minutes of them playing Humankind, then you can unlock their avatars. And what that means is they will have a avatar, as in, you can see here, with their face put on with that. And they've also taken a psychological profile, which basically means that they've created an AI out of the psychological profile. So if you're playing against Quill, then he will actually function like Quill. So pacifism until it's not pacifism, basically. So I don't think that AI aspect is working in this, because like I said, I started this game before I'd unlocked anyone. And they seem to have just been superimposed over the AIs. So they've basically just replaced the AIs that were already in the game. But if I start a new game, which I'm pretty likely to do because I've been enjoying this, then I would have those characters in from the start, and they would, I think, then have their AIs actually functioning like those characters. And I'm really curious to see exactly what that's going to mean. It's going to be cool. I have theoretically unlocked Lewis from the Oxcast as well, but that's not showing up in my game for some reason. It says in the inventory there's like, yeah, you've got this, but it hasn't shown up, whereas Burke and Quill have. I've been watching Zerator, I've been watching Lodemir, but they've not been playing Humankind, unfortunately. And Spiffin I've not even seen online yet. But it's a really cool system. The other thing, which is of note for you guys watching here tonight, is that if you watch someone who has drops enabled, like yours truly, then if you watch 3 hours of Humankind, then you will get access to this build. You will be able to play it yourselves without a pre-order. So the pre-order will give you obviously full access to the full game when it's released in April. However, if you want to play just this is called the Lucy OpenDev. It is an early access type system. Then watch 3 hours of this stream, or the next stream, whenever I decide to stream this next, and you will get access to it. Can anyone enable drops on the stream, or you're not allowed to even stream Lucy OpenDev? You need to have contact with Amplitude, and Amplitude needs to enable it on your stream, which they have done for mine. Spiffin streams on YouTube, so no drop for him yet. Ah, gotcha. So yeah, it's only certain people, and they will tend to have drops enabled in their title, or if you look just under the title, it has a couple of tags, and automatically if you have the drops enabled with the relevant campaign, then it will say drops enabled, so you can double check. And then it should appear, once you've connected your Games Together account with your Twitch account, there should be a thing in your Twitch chat thing. There should be a pop-up. Should have got a character too. I am nowhere near big enough for that.
Geography, cartography, algebra, optics, astronomy. It's a time of discovery and exploration. But discoveries are not made solely by traders and adventurers. Those who explore with ships and caravans would go in circles without those who explore with pens and parchment.
And now we see the English territories becoming Dutch. It's the glorious revolution all over again. With apparently a couple of floating buildings. Whoops. As the Dutch culture, you've reached the early modern era. And we are mercantile, so we need to make a silly amount of money. Oh man. We need to get 40,000 ducats just to unlock tier 1 of the reward. I think they really do need to rebalance the financial income stuff, because I am fully devoted to making money through my religion. We make a silly amount of cash, and that's still going to take me 20 turns to reach. Attitude changed. How so?
I offer an excellent proposition.
So Meier wants to have open borders with me. I see why not.
Most glorious! Yes!
Wonderful.
Okay, so we've got open borders now with Meier. Litoshkin gained some more population. Surprise, surprise. And we are now the Dutch. With all that entails. And we're a merchant. Unlocks action forward trade. Except it doesn't seem to have actually unlocked forward trade. Oh, no, that's the trade deal, isn't it? Any resource I buy via trade can then be sold on to somebody else. For even more money. So we're basically going to make more money through trade. Although I'm kind of curious, how much am I making from trade right now? Yeah, none. Nobody is trading with us. Because I can't offer trades. I can only buy trades from them. Oh, plus I have no trade treaty with you. What about the Huns, my good buddies? Yeah, see, I don't think we're actually selling anything. Trade doesn't seem a very deep mechanic for now. No, it doesn't. I do kind of hope that they add a little bit more to that going forwards. Anyway, we are the Dutch, and that means we can do Dutch things, like making loads of money. It also means that we now have access to the early modern technologies, which we will take a look at. I mean, I want to polish off these three because that's going to count towards our technology completions for more fame. But we can then get the three-masted ship, naval artillery, which is the Carrack. Three-masted ship is the float. That's our unique unit. Also get settlers. Caravans full of families, livestock, supplies and hopes. These vulnerable convoys allow nations to establish distant footholds. Create a city with some industry and 3 population, as well as a set of infrastructure from the medieval era and earlier. Interesting. So this is basically a way of establishing advanced cities without doing outposts. And we can get another administrator, that would be useful. Taxation office, money on the main plaza, money from luxury resource deposits. So that's going to be useful in Nimander and Silver Halberdiers, which are pikemen upgrades. Draftees, which are peasant upgrades. And there it is, saltpeter. Which will also give us access to arquebuses. So I think the first thing I want to do is that, so I can see where the saltpeter actually is. Then centralized power, so I can upgrade my free garrison unit, and then 3-masted ship. Chartered companies. Plus 2 money on outpost. Oh, we have no outposts. Banks! Plus 10% money. Plus 2 money per trader. Plus 10%. Oh, plus 10 science on exploitation. Plus 2 researcher slots. Cabinet of Curiosities. I definitely want chartered companies after this. Oh, that's an additional army slot. Interesting. Supplies administrator is another administrator. Thoroughfares automatically upgrades roads between your outposts and your empire. These roads set the movement cost of the train to 1. That's between outposts. That's not between cities. 15% money from spoils of war. Mortars. Requires a heck of a lot of saltpeter. Movable typeface, that is a fame tech. Inventor's Workshop, plus 2% science per saltpeter, plus 20% science. That is quite a lot of science, so I think I might get that next. Mercantilism. Administrator, industry per workers, straight up money. Flintlock. Bastions, which is just straight up plus 20 fortifications. That's the new walls. Musketeers. And then the Man of War. 53 attack. Yeah, see, the Man of War compared to the Korean turtle ship, the turtle ship was like a 36 or something. Just wasn't that interesting. Ah, here we can see the science. We're making 573. So there we go. Alright, so we got our tech sorted for the next however long. Let's build some stuff. So, yaboo! Now I can build the garrisons again. Here we go. So that was just missing as the English, because it's supposed to be replaced by the unique structure, and it wasn't. Hey, Frankiola. Yeah, it has queues. Queues, you just click on stuff. Whoops. Like these little queue things. Right, so Yabu needs to get some stuff going. It is a industrial powerhouse. It's also a food powerhouse. This place is going to grow quickly. It's got it's maxed out population. Alright, so what you need are hamlets. And then I think this is going to basically become a recruitment area. So let's go and drop some hamlets over here, which will increase our population limit. I think I'm then also... Which one was that? It's that one. I have a reason for this. I'm going to put hamlet, hamlet. Then we're going to do VOC warehouse here. And then harbour here. And then I think another VOC warehouse. Oh, we don't have adjacencies yet. Never mind. That'll do for now. In fact, I will go ahead and buy that hamlet so your population can continue to grow. Alright, cool. Now, this is going to become a money-making place. So let's get the harbour money-making industry. Do we have woodland? We don't really. We definitely want the unit production, because this is definitely going to be a unit production place. We want the fort. Money on market quarters adjacent to farmers' quarters. Maybe money on the main plaza. Your stability is already maxed out. That's part of the reason you're growing so fast. So I think that I want this levy administration in every city from now on. To the extent where I'm just going to buy them. The easy way to do that would be to use the purchase system. Flip, buy. You've already got one. Of course it does, that was an Amanda. You don't. Flip, buy. For Thame. Buy out that. And this is just to raise the amount of money we're making. This is the core finance for every single city. We're just gaining money for this. It's not like I have a financial shortage right now, so investment makes sense. Especially, again, because we have that Carthaginian heritage. Which, considering how commercial we've become, is really paying off. Like, that has saved us hundreds of thousands of ducats by this stage. Toshkin already had it. You don't. Neither do you. You do. Ah, we're back to the beginning. With Yabu and the Milatis. I forgot just how ridiculously big this place was. Oh, interesting. The farmers' quarters are getting really big. They're actually starting to look like proper villages, even though they are farming. And then we have the workshops doing that. Now, what do the hamlets look like? If that's as dense as that is... Hamlets just have bigger houses. Okay. Tygon, Idle City. Tygon is my very, very high place. I think I'm going to do farming... -2? Plus 10 industry. Minus 10 food, though. But we can get the food over there. And And these are industrial. That's only a +3. How about we make that? It's a bit of a wimpy forest. Forest. A bit of a wimpy farm, but we'll do it anyway. No we won't. We're going to make all of this production. And then we'll put some farming over here. Like so. Cool. What's the star goal for the merchants? It is making money. Straight up making money. So we need to have earned 75,000 ducats. We're currently on 38,000. And we're making about 2,000 a turn. Although that's going to rise pretty sharply now that I'm going to be investing in it. A new deal with one of your neighbours. Oh, I guess that's somebody buying coffee from me. Maybe. Can't actually see when they do that. Oh, look at that. Litoshkin gained some population. Culture chosen. AI number 2 has become medieval with the Teutons. For the same turn that I became Dutch. Medieval with the Mongols. Early modern with the Poles. So somebody is Polish. The Aztecs. The Aztecs have become Polish. So they've gone super defensive. Interesting. Okay. However, I'm almost 1,000 fame points ahead of them at this point. I mean, the sounds are probably a bit more crazy because I don't think I've really turned them down. Yeah, sound effects are still high. I'll turn them down a bit. Put it more in line with everything else. I'll leave the voices high though, because I like to be able to actually hear that. Yeah, that's better. That's a lot better, actually. Alright, armies are going to move over towards Bjornvar, where we were going to gather for a potential attack against the Teutons. There we go. Quill's looking a bit more Teutonic. Kind of suits him, actually. It's a cool outfit. I like it. Litoshkin gained another population. How big is this place now? Litoshkin is 31. You've maxed... Oh no, we've got a max of 40 now. So yeah, you still have some space to grow. And this is while you're pumping out military units as well. Stability per researcher, I would like that. Plus 10 straight up science, absolutely. Science per researcher, absolutely. Stability on garrisons, we've not really been using garrisons. I'll take you as well. And we have 6 researchers at the moment, we can get more. Does this provide researchers? Yes, 1.